at the beginning of the season, War Leader had really successful ganks, but later in the season, whether it was through our last victory against them or some of the scrims that we had, War Leader had some not so successful ganks. So, for his sake, he's hoping that he's going to actually get some good ganks off in our series. Otherwise, it's going to be a quick 3-0.
Honestly, Joshi's really good. I don't know if there's any other laner in the tournament where I played against them and I would lose lane. I'd be like, oh, I straight up just got outplayed. It has nothing to do with me making a mistake. I'm just getting outplayed.
I guess for a Demon Girl, I think she is a very decent player. She's a very decent support. But against our team, against our bot lane, I think they're going to see a huge gap.
I think that Rafa plays a really interesting role on Rex, because Rex is really a very macro-oriented team, very worried about choke points and map movements, and some things that a lot of other teams in the Helios League are less focused on. But for specifically Rafa, he's sort of the person who's a lot more about running in and making the play and being the first one to run into a situation. I think that tends to bite him in the butt as much as it helps him. So we'll have to see how it goes come game day. Rafa's pretty good, but I think that sometimes he finds himself in over his head.
But what I will say is we've got a killer plan. We got a killer draft, and I'm not scared of any draft. It could be Coma on their team, and I don't care at all. I'm going to click the champions way better than that guy.
Alka and I have always been matched really nicely in the bot lane. The games that we've had on stream, the player who's had the dominant lane is the one that wins lane. Same goes for when we scrimmed. If there's ever a winning lane, that person wins the lane. Our team fighting, I think, is relatively comparable. And I think regardless of what you think, I think that objectively we're very close laners and very close skill ways. I think I'm better. I'm sure Alk thinks he's better. But luckily we have best of 5 to kind of prove that to one another and see who's really got the chops to duke it out bot lane.
No regrets, no doubts, full confidence, no arrogance either. We're gonna play to win, and we're going to 3-0 RLS.
I think the longer the series goes, the more it's going to favor us. But I think that Joshi's Monday prediction of a 3-0 is kind of a fever dream.
I do have a lot of respect, though, for War Leader. Not only is he a homie, but also I respect the psychopath mannerisms to his playstyle, because it makes him a very unexpected, or how should I say this? It makes him almost a wild card where I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't think Ariri was expecting War Leader to have the ganks that he had or the pressure they had on the map. And usually the person that could only do that consistently was Bow Exploder. And yet War Leader is the one that is facing us in the finals here. So I think that says a lot about War Leader as a jungler and his growth. And I think he's also coming for Utility Monster, who put him as 6. This is now his opportunity to mark himself as one of the best junglers in FOF.
I think that last week, Rex honestly looked the scariest that they've ever looked playing against INT. The problem is that they now have Rafa and Doctor back, so they'll be taken back down a peg.
Yo, Anti, I hope you're ready for the Battle of the Joshuas, because we both know who's coming out on top.
We'll go down here, but Anti is already in the fray, ready to make things happen. Emperor's Divide, the Gwen W is being pushed away, but Jarvan getting one shot by Ezreal, Yuumi, and everyone else. Akshan going to be able to grapple out of there. Escape, no escape out of there yet, but it doesn't matter because he has the damage.
Coming over, and now this is going to be the event. That's going to be the smite.
Oh my god!
Utility monster, but so much damage. Delph is going to die first. The shuffle is going to come in, but everyone's too late. Bodies are already dropping, and this is way too much for INT as they're going to give over 5 kills. And
damage does not come out. War Leader has been cataclysmed off to the other side of the fight. Pengu Soul and Shielded Valor is going to go down. Pengu Soul getting a Riri as well, and off to the other side, Gwen taking so much damage. Revives are going to come out.
As Tidal Wave's going to come in, that's going to be the stun landing. So much damage forced onto Broccoli already. That's going to be the shots on the back line, and the Cosmos is going to be reset, and the bug is smashing, and the bug is founded.
Coming in.
crashing into the face of RLS, trying to get some revenge kills. But look at this. Jinx gets a nice pick off from a distance, getting excited. That's 1, that's 2. This could be 3. That is the triple kill. They're going for the quadra kill. There's
just so precise here. Rock Lee almost dying.
Oh.
Rock Lee, man, gets sniped across the mid lane.
Welcome everyone to Friend of Foe Esports Helios League Grand Finals. I am your play-by-play caster, Papa Mutt, formerly known as Magnus HETW, and join with me as my color caster, Lolo. Lolo, welcome to this game between Rex and RLS.
Hi, doing Papa Mutt. It's really good to be here. I am super excited for this series. This is going to be an absolute banger. We've got two incredible teams. They've had really good runs coming into playoffs, and they're both looking really strong. It's going to be an absolute banger, so let's get into the draft.
We are hopping into this draft, and already we see Rex hopping in with what appears to be the MF against the Helios. This matchup, already you see it in pro play, you see it here. This is kind of exciting, Lolo, because I really don't know which one of these picks I like the most.
I mean, the MF first pick is, I think, not too much of a surprise, just because both of these teams, I think, know how much of the priority it is. Definitely, Chi is pretty much the strongest, but I think RLS, having spoken to them, do think they have some counters to this, so they are happy to let it through. Noting the bans, there are absolutely no surprises here. I think everyone who I've talked to about this series knows that this is the battle of the Joshes. Let us not forget this.
The battle of the Joshes.
Absolutely. Joshi, Anti, these guys are going to be duking it out, and as you can see, their champ pools have been massively limited so far. Volibear, that's a key first pick or priority pick for RLS. Both Anti and Warlead are very comfortable on the champion. Set and Irelia, Anti's go-to champions versus Gnar, Ornn, stuff that Joshi likes to pop off on, get into team fights, and get huge ultimates off. So no surprises there.
Now, I'm loving this Gwyn pick because I did see a little bit of the intro videos and have seen a little bit of the stuff coming into this, and that Gwyn pick is a spicy one. I do kind of like that energy. What is it that RLS is hoping to gain with that kind of priority in the top lane? I imagine Gwyn is going to get a lot of attention from the jungler.
Yeah, potentially, yes. I mean, the thing is, Joshi is he's told me this himself, but I do agree with him. He almost never loses lanes, so they can attempt to prioritize resources up there towards the Gwen, depending on the matchup, but it really depends whether Warleader is comfortable going in that direction or whether it's going to be more focused towards the bot side, because Joshi, no matter how much you knock him down, you can't really count him out. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm interested in this Graves because I think this is actually going to be a bit of a flex between the top and jungle. We have seen a lot of Graves in the top lane recently in competitive, and this is something I think Joshi said he was potentially going to be going in with. And against the Gwen, it's a relatively good matchup. Now, aside from this, no surprises, of course, on the MF and the Amumu. That's a very strong combination, of course. But as we go into the second phase of bans here, we see a lot of support bans coming out from Rex, which is going to be targeting Demon Girl's pool.
That is interesting. I wanted to point that out as well, because that's a double snipe for Demon Girl's pool. And I have to ask, is she going to be that kind of threat they're looking to take out her pool completely? Because the Lulu still comes out, and the Lulu do be pretty strong with the Helios combo.
I think this is something that Rex have slightly overlooked here. This is one of the most powerful bot lane duos in League of Legends at the moment, and if they had anything that was going to be able to counter this, death comp from MF and Amumu, I think it's going to be this, because this Helios is going to become scarier and scarier as the game goes on, and you couldn't ask for a better champion to keep him in the fights for as long as possible. Now, the Orianna, which we haven't talked about yet, is something which I think RLS are banking quite heavily on. Pengu Sol incredibly strong on this champion. It's already setting up a really nice. Yeah, the Zoe in response. This is a lot of comfort so far in this draft. Absolutely. This is one of Zen's comforts as well.
So what you're telling me is it looks like Rex is getting away with a lot of smooth sailing in terms of the bans, not really hitting them. But I did see a lot of J4 play in the video we just watched coming into this. And the J4 ban is exciting, but there's going to be the Trundle locked in. What are your thoughts on the Trundle Graves, possibly top or jungle?
I think it's going to be Rafa on the Trundle. He's played this quite a lot in this season so far, and he's looked very strong on it. And it's going to be Graves up there on the top side. Perfectly good matchup into the Gwen. It's interesting to me that they're holding off on the jungle priority here for RLS on the 5th pick. I think War Leader. He told me he had about 8 different junglers that he might be potentially playing here because there is a lot of variance is what you can play. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a Xin Zhao coming out here. Or a Nocturne.
A Nocturne. Okay, what were you saying just now? Because it looks like the Nocturne is locked in for RLS right now.
That you couldn't ask for a better ball carrier. Utility Monster, are you watching, sir? This is going to be a good one for you, I think. I'm very excited already. I think both of these drafts, massive, amounts of death ball comp. We've got the Shockwave. We've got the delivery with the Paranoia, of course, and then on the other side we have the Curse of the Sad Bullet Time. We have the Sleepy Trouble Bubbles to set everything up and make them hurt. So I'm just excited to see what happens. Both of these teams, very, very strong team fighters, and I really can't put a number on who I think
who walks away. Who walks away? Because we're going to be heading into the Rift right now.
No idea.
And we are hopping in once again. Welcome to the Friend of Foe Esports Helios League Grand Finals, because these two teams are going to be going at it, and we're very excited because it's just, honestly, both comps look very fun. But if I had to give my 2 cents, RLS looks like they have a very strong comp, Lolo.
I agree as well. I think there's definitely, particularly in this bot lane, I think this is actually in all honesty, the stronger duo at the moment. Still, though, I am really curious to see what happens in this top side because, as you pointed out, Mutt, there is going to be, potentially they may start putting resources up here. I mean, Zen particularly does like to roam quite a lot. Rafa be going up there, potentially putting some pressure onto Anti. But with that Ignite, with the TP, he should be all right in the 1v1s early on, despite the fact that the Graves should win out on the matchup overall early on. But we'll have to see. I mean, that's what we want to look for here. This is going to be a slugfest. And whether War Leader does decide, I mean, at the moment, he does look like he's going to be starting up on his red side. So he will be potentially pathing down towards that bot lane to go in for something early. So I think they're going to be putting a lot of pressure onto what Battery and Doctor early is my guess.
Now, I do want to point out, I mentioned a little bit of a summer spell advantage in the top lane. If you've seen it once, you've seen it before, Gwen does have that Ignite TP Conqueror that just makes top laning extremely hard. And you talk a lot about Joshi and their abilities to play, but I do have to wonder, are they going to be able to hold out against that Ignite advantage against Gwen, who is just known, ooh, nasty trades in the mid, who's just known for that just early slapping?
I think it's going to be, well, a little bit of a skill matchup here, of course. Obviously, she's got the Hallow Mist to mitigate a little bit of that damage, but the DPS isn't quite what it used to be. Nevertheless, yeah, these guys are looking to be trading heavily early, as you can see.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of Silent Dance, but oh my gosh, Anti-Attack's taking quite a bit of a chunk from the side end of that shotgun, so it's going to be very interesting. Already brought pretty low.
Well, a lot of sustain, of course. There is the biscuits on the side of Joshi. Never mind, we're going in.
Why no, Doctor goes right under the tower. I love the energy, but actually just Demon Girl walking it out.
Yeah, yes, that's no surprises there. I mean, Yamumu isn't quite what he was a patch or so ago, but he's still something that you really do have to fear. Hello. More aggressive trading here.
Snip, 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 low, low. It's only a matter of time, but actually, I'm actually very surprised Anti brought very, very low. The snips are... It could be anyone's game up here in this top lane. A lot of damage coming out. The Graves doing a lot of damage to the auto attacks. Missing Knight goes out. There's the flash. Oh no! And it's gonna be NT first blood for the Graves. Oh no! Ignite did nothing as Joshi gets first blood.
Oh, Joshi just outplaying him there with the priority on the minion wave. Look at all this aggro that Anti is taking from the minions, and that's really what sealed the deal there. Joshi with the clutch flash out, of course. Anti not having access to that summoner spell, and he's got TP. It's not the end of the world, but. The Battle of the Joshes, I think Rafa already said in the video that we knew which way this was going to go, and his boy's looking pretty good right now.
You know, I was talking a lot of game, like, oh, the Ignite would be good on Gwen. Gwen certainly has that. Nope, actually turns out I was very, very wrong. The Graves just walked up, did a 1-2, took the scissors, and then suddenly the casters started casting away, and it was only a matter of time before that level 2 Gwen just went down. So
absolutely,
that makes the top lane a little bit trickier for Anti, if you ask me.
Yes, and with that early aggression from Dr. Demon Girl has been forced into an early base, but she's going to be coming back with some mana regeneration, which is quite nice. Escape here. He isn't going to have the best of the times early on. I think he's just mostly going to be looking to, scale up as Helios does and become, get that extremely dangerous late game. But it does look like we're going to be seeing a 2v2 in the mid.
Ooh, I'm very
Potentially,
excited.
maybe,
You see,
no,
you
maybe
see the
not.
Trundle hovering, but Trundle's going for his own little adventure. We do got to point out, you were right with Lulu being knocked back by the Comet from the Misfortune. Just absolutely lane bully central back here. If Lulu and Helios can just make it past this very aggressive laning phase, then I don't know. They're looking in pretty good shape, if you ask me.
Now,
oh my gosh,
we haven't
actually,
talked about the mid lane yet.
Put to sleep. Zenzen going in for the... Oh, there's going to be a lot of damage. There's the Ignite. There's going to be the shield to flash away. But then Zoe gets a flash. And
oh my
bad news
goodness.
there, Zenzen takes down Pengu's Soul.
With the locket as well to give him that extra bit of shielding in that 1v1. But yeah, very nicely played from Zenzen there. You would think the Orianna would have the advantage just with the amount of damage she has. But with that Ignite again, that aggressive summoner spell, hello.
I know Doctor goes in. It's going to be an immediate cleanse burn from Escape. So that's a pretty good trade there, if you ask me.
Yes, and likewise, you can see that Rafa is down on his bot side. He's on his Krugs at the moment. They are pushed heavily under turret, but he does, if they do let him push back a little bit, there is potential to go in there. Now that cleanse has been taken off the table. He still does have flash though, so it's not a free kill.
You see this playing against Zoe time and time again. So you see even pros do this sometimes where they forget Zoe. Oh, if I flash, I'm safe. Incorrect, because Zoe just gets to follow you up for that kill, and it's just almost a waste of the flash. And it feels bad. Luckily, that Zoe did flash to chase, so it is going to be a 1-for-1 flash in the mid lane. But still, Orianna now going to be under the duress of going to be a very annoying Zoe.
Yes, absolutely. And once again, with the TP, he hasn't managed to lose out. He does still have a CS lead. We haven't seen much roaming yet. I mean, Zen particularly is known for roaming, but of course, he is getting the Orianna, despite taking that earlier, getting solo boloed early on, does still get the push quite easily.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, he's not done yet.
Ooh, Ant.
He's not done yet.
That Gwen, you might have a little bit of advantage. That Gwen still very much hurts, and it's going to be only a matter of time before the Ignite's going to go live on Graves, but we have something in the mid lane of a roam.
Potentially, yeah. Why, Doctor, he's looking for it, but I think smart from Pengu Soul there, recognizing that, of course, the support is AFK and most likely will be roaming towards the mid lane, so, not AFK, excuse me, but just missing generally. Not AFK quite yet. Anyway, War Leader, he looks like he's working around. There is still no sums on this Zoe, by the way.
That's going to be War Leader heading mid, and it's going to be a lot of damage onto Zenzen being feared away. That's going to be an easy kill picked up by War Leader, and that's just going to be an overextension. But here's a top lane gank actually to respond. It's going to be a lot of damage.
He's 6.
There is the damage. Will 6 be enough? It will not, and another kill over to Joshi.
Yeah, and you did say, Papa Mark, that there may be some resources being expending up there in that top lane, but it does look like, Rafa's the first one to go up there for the gank. No interest from War Leader thus yet. He is trying to power farm his way. He's going to go pick up this first Drake. And actually, thank you for pointing this out, Chris. We do, of course, have an immediate bit of anti-heal coming out on this Graves, which is going to, mitigate a lot of that sustain that the Gwen has. Very, very smart bit of itemization there from Joshi just to make that lane that much harder and the gank that much easier. So
poor Anti. Everything going against them in this circumstance, just between taking the Ignite and not having that flash and just being solo boloed, like you said, and then just being knocked out from a gank. The Ignite still just not being enough, and it's getting me worried that once this Graves gets going, is there any stopping that going?
Yeah, it's really going to be really, really tough. The champion gets very, very scary the more he snowballs. But it's not all doom and gloom. The CS is still relatively even. And in the meantime, War Leader, he's picked up a Drake. He's still farming very comfortably. He's almost got that level 6. And that's when we'll see this Nocturne start to do, Nocturne things.
Oh, and I'm looking forward to that. And I am going to give props where props is due. Both supports playing exactly how they should be. Demon Girl Sting protecting Helios from just getting annihilated. But I love the little roams from Doctor, just kind of applying pressure, not necessarily doing a whole lot in terms of finding anybody, but just being in the jungle, being there to protect. I do love that kind of energy.
And I think War Leader would like to be putting more attention onto the spot side Escape's farming very well, and obviously the Helios is going to do very well in the mid to late game, but he would potentially like to put more pressure, but obviously Anti is having such a rough time up here. It's looking very hard to contest this Herald at the moment, I think.
I'm a little nervous because I feel as though War Leader wants to try. I don't know if they know that there is going to be... Oh, it could be a 2v2 in the mid lane. We're in the jungle over here. It's going to be War Leader going
in. 5.
Level 5 versus level 6. It's going to be unfortunate. There's that going to be the War Leader going in. A lot of damage coming out. There's the Fear going live. Look at that damage coming out. Oh, Josh is able to get a flash away. There is the ultimate thing. And it's going to be possibly a 1-for-1 trade there, but it's also... Oh, no. Jossie's still trading. Meanwhile, War Leader on the run, and that's Gwen shutting down Jossie. Now War Leader fighting with a Fear. It's going to be a lot of damage coming out in the mid lane. Also, Zen's taking very low, but Oh no! Oh, you better run, Trundle, but it's not going to be enough because the damage. If it's a heal, there's the wall doesn't matter because there's a damage war leader pick up a kill, and that's going to be a 2-for-0 in this topside river.
Wow, I was amazed. I was almost expecting Wally to go back in there onto Joshi, but great presence of mind. He does manage to kite out Rafa for as long as possible, or just back away in order to allow Pengu, Sol, and Anti. Anti picks up the shutdown, of course. This Gwen is very much back in the game, and they pick up the Herald as well. So despite those early solo kills, it's actually a gold lead now for the side of RLS. Just great team play.
3 separate fights happening from across the map. There was the mid lane skirmish, there was the top river little fight, and then Joshua being chased down by Gwyn. Just absolute chaos across these sides, and unfortunately for Rex, they would just not worked out in their favor.
Yes, and Anti, I think he's got to go and get his base off here. I mean, Joshi might be able to stop him, actually, but he's sitting on quite a lot of gold after that shutdown, so he does have TP. Hang on, we might see something down here.
There's the bullet time. There's the damage. And that's just going to be a walk away from Demon Girl. Perhaps this going back in. It's going to be a one-hit escape. The escape is down. And Demon Girl, the comment, not enough. The bullet, no! And then walks out, make a rain, not able to do it. And War Leader actually hovering this area. I'm not sure if they want to go in on this.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
The curse of the sad bullet time, man. It's tried and tested.
It is just nasty, Lolo. Nasty with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the overgrowth, obviously, to keep herself alive. It's unfortunate because she got caught out there and wasn't able to save that for escape. So he had to back off as well and was eventually taken down with the double bandage wrap. So yeah, tough times on the bot lane. It's not over. They haven't managed to get themselves too many plates out of it, but nevertheless, that is going to put the gold lead back in the favor of Rex.
A lot of damage. Night was actually alive. There's going to be a lot of damage coming out. Here comes the ultimate from this Gwyn. It's doing a lot of damage. Joshi, you're on. And that's going to be possibly there's the kill. A solo ball in the top lane. Oh, no. Anti able to pick that up.
That is... Anti says, I'm not sure about that, man. I'm not sure the battle of the Joshes is over just yet, my friend. And
this is a Josh free-for-all on this top lane, and I'm here for it, Lolo.
I am here for it as well, Papa Mutt. This is exactly what we wanted to see. We've seen action across the board. Both these teams really slugging for it right now, and such an even game as well. We have seen the objective control at the moment in the favor of RLS, but nevertheless, these carries on the side of Rex, the Graves, the Zoe, the MF's already sitting on a very early Gale Force. Now they're out battery looking very scary as well already.
Oh my gosh, a lot of damage. The flash goes live. That's gonna be a walk away. The shield just enough, and the flash able to save Orianna as Pengu walks it out. But my goodness, an almost solo kill play. Oh no, the separate happens. Escaping bandage on. That's gonna be a lot of damage. Willie will take trade it off, and there's the ultimate comes out. Oh no, the 1-for-1. And meanwhile, Demon Girl on the run, but able to walk it out. Oh, that did not go to the way of Rex as they thought.
And I think RLS should have been sort of recognizing this might happen because they know what Rex are like. Rex like to play around objectives. They've got their tempo correctly to get hold of this second Drake. And Rafa right there when he needed to be is just a bit of an, out mispositioning there from the side of RLS escape, and Demon Girl. And that's kind of what led to that pick game taking place. But nevertheless, we do see a cross map on the other side. The Herald being dropped down now, and some more crucial plates being put onto Anti and War Leader now. So it's not all doom and gloom. The gold lead still in the favor after all of these plates going down. That is an awful lot right there. That is a lot of gold.
Oh, Lordy Lolo. That I've seen Fed Gwyns, I've seen Fed Graveses, but unfortunately, that is the first turret going over. And that is just so much gold over on the side of RLS right now, especially their top lane and even their jungler.
Oh, they've got to be careful of Doctor, man. They've got no vision in the brush.
Round 2, Lolo. Let's run it back.
Oh, he's fishing for it right now. Escape has got to be so aware of this. He knows where he is. Okay.
Whew, Lolo, my heart sank. I was not prepared for a round 2 of that.
Yeah, no, credit to Escape. I mean, he knows. He's aware of exactly what's going on right now. But we are going to see a roam up into... Pengu might be in trouble here. He's got to be careful.
No,
nice side step.
Able to just walk it. Oh, there's a flash. There's the...
Oh my goodness.
No, Dr. Boltime goes out. The damage! Out battery able to annihilate with that combo. A beautiful bandage from Why Not You Know Doctor.
Oh, wow. That is... I didn't think that bandage hit, but clutch stuff from Why You Know Doctor there. He's really showing that this Amumu is still a pick to be feared. And not much of a response, really, that RLS can make at this stage. They're low on tempo now. Anti's walking back to lane, and Wally is clearing. They do manage to get a push in the bot lane, but nevertheless, yeah, Pengu getting caught out, and that is going to allow this Zoe to get the push as well.
That's why, Lola, I was so very excited to see this roaming Amumu going across, doing what support should be doing in this season with this meta, just providing that all-around map presence. And the Amumu pick, why do you Doctor is showing off that, yeah, this pick, still not bad.
Yeah, I think RLS definitely said they were ready for the MF, but maybe they were a little bit, should have respected the MF Amumu combo a little bit more because it is really paying dividends right now. And Rafa, he's looking to make more happen, I think, here on the map.
Rafa just down here making this Aphelios Lulu's life absolutely miserable, but I don't think even they need to be down here because there's just nothing this Aphelios and Lulu can really do right now.
No, and I mean, there are no neutral objectives on the map to be taken just yet, but nevertheless, I think they're, basically, he's expecting this to happen, yeah.
There's going to be a lot of damage. The Doctrine all comes in, there's going to be a lot of damage, and possibly Fear come out, there's going to be a knock-up, and a TP's coming in.
Oh, the TP?
Overall, team fight, a lot of damage, going to be the stone, it's going to be the damage to shut down the Doctor. Is it over yet? It's going to be a rebound. Oh, the shockwave actually lands while your Doctor goes down. There's a Zoe doing enough damage, and not enough, actually, because it's just going to be a nasty 1-for-1, but not over yet. Here comes
Anti's going.
Oh, Anti doesn't care. There's the ignite on Anti, but Anti says, "Well, can we go for more? Is there more in here?" The bottom.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, there's two
corner that's a dive.
All they can do is hang out, and here comes the dive. Here comes the damage. Will this be enough? That's gonna be one. Will they be able to at least trade off?
Oh, Anti's dead.
No, Anti's not.
Oh my goodness.
Able to walk it out. A beautiful dive.
Oh my goodness, so well played there from the side of RLS, and no response from Joshi. He is going to be able to go and get that top tier 1, but I'm surprised that we didn't see a response TP there. He does get the TP off, but Anti getting so much done there in the bot side. And that is why, of course, Rafa was hovering there just to make a notice, because he was expecting this to be coming through. He knew what Warlead was planning, and he got it right, but the numbers advantage, Anti just popping off there, even with Warleader going down and them getting that shutdown goal off of him, hugely favorable from RLS there, and they do build themselves a 2k gold lead.
Dear Diary, today I watched a Gwen commit a murder because that was insane. That TP, beautiful, running in. I thought it was going to be over, but didn't actually stop. And it's just, oh my god, that damage though. Ooh, but the turnaround, the shockwave actually misses. Unfortunate. Could have been a solo, but it's able to walk it out. Zenzen just barely on the edge of that.
Oh, Pengu, Doctor's there, baby, be careful. Okay, yeah, he knows. He's sending in minions, he knows, but Rafa's here as well.
Another fight?
They might be. I mean, the Drake's coming up in 50 seconds. No, RLS recognize this. You see, this is one of the things that Rex are most strong at, is they are able to get themselves objective control very well, and they're very good at controlling choke points. So, as you can see, Demon Girl trying to get herself as much vision of the choke as possible, because she knows this. Yeah, she's got to be careful, but battery, that's what they're afraid of there. That bullet time, that could spell disaster for RLS.
Ooh, Zenzen actually taking it pretty low. A lot of damage came out, and this is going to be pivotal because that dragon is coming up in the nigh future, but there's going to be another rift popped in the mid lane this time on the opposite receiving end, but that tower, not long for this world.
No, that is going to go down, and that is going to open up the map for the side of Rex. They are going to have full control of the river, and I'll be interested to see if RLS do decide to actually contest this, because the bullet time curse is just so scary. They do have vision on some of these chokes, but nevertheless, they can't see what's going on as much in the river right now, and they don't know where.
Doctor in the sideline.
Yeah,
there.
they don't know where he is.
Ooh, this could be anybody's game right now, but actually, they're just gonna look like to take that mid lane turret, possibly.
Oh, I think they are just gonna go for that. Yeah. But there's no wave, though. That's the problem. Anti is over here as well now. Everyone's rotating down. Joshi has finally shown up to the fight also.
Joshi's had some time to farm. That Drake does go down, but I guess it's going to be RLS just kind of hanging out mid lane, hoping to take this tower, but this might be a scrap at Lolo. This
Doctor!
Doctor! This is going to be possibly the turn to that mommy. The bad goes live. And now it's going to be a turnaround, actually. It's a lot of damage goes live. And Mumu actually goes down. And Joshi forced to run. Joshi's getting very, very low. Meanwhile, Trundle is in the mix. But Trundle, there's going to be the turnaround on that Gwen. Gwen gets shut down, but Trundle also falls. And that was not worth it. 3 down over on the side. Oh my gosh. 3 down the side of Rex. Absolute devastation in this mid lane.
Let's just see the replay here, because I
Watch
thought
this Ori ult.
Yeah, huge, and I thought the curse was going to be there, but I'm just not sure what happened. I think the Hallowed Mist might have mitigated some of it, but nevertheless, yeah, as you said, the Shockwave, Doctor in a great position. They are going to push here for this mid turret. There is a potential for the flank. Doctor's in a perfect position, and he just doesn't get it off. Look, it only catches and Anti blocks it. And there we go. And here we go. I mean, Rafa's completely caught out of position. They do crucially manage to get the shutdown onto Alt Battery. That is their key carry at the moment, or the primary source of damage. This Graze is strong, but this MF has been farming so many resources now. She's something like 4-0 at the moment, and 4-2, never mind. She has died a couple of times.
That's fine and dandy, Lolo. That's great. You know, they managed to take down the Gwen in the top lane, but oh my gosh, you know, I actually might have spoken too soon because Demon Girl brought super, super low. I was going to say, like, 3 for 1, not super worth the old book of worth.
Now, and I will add, of course, that we should note now this is going to be a Mountain Soul that Rex are going to be looking to stack. This is going to heavily mitigate the amount of damage that this Helios can do from range. The Shockwave is going to do. It would be super nice for RLS if they could potentially fight some more Drakes, because obviously the Zoe poke, the MF, these are things they really want that shield for as well. But at the moment, unsurprisingly, it is Rex that are now starting to take control of those neutral objectives. When they have great back timings, Joshi is very good at calling those. And so far, even though great adaptation from RLS to be able to get so much off of leaving that Drake and just taking that mid turret, getting some kills as well. So they do still have the gold lead. It's still actually, it's about 3,500. But they do have to be wary of this Mountain Soul. This is a big win condition because this is really going to mitigate some of that burst damage they have.
And I do want to talk about one little thing. Is now over on the side of RLS, they do have the gold kind of spread across the multiple carries, like you mentioned. The Orianna not necessarily having a lot, but do not forget that Orianna Shockwave is huge. And even though Orianna doesn't necessarily have a lot in the way of damage perhaps right now, that Shockwave is still a game changer. But it could be a little bit of a scrap. But yes, the Orianna, though not a lot of gold on there, could be very well a devastating change in any team fight.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine for them. I mean, Pengu, he's farmed well. He does still have the Ludens. He doesn't do a massive amount of damage, but he doesn't need to, as you said, because Escape is big. Anti is absolutely gigantic. War Leader is going to do a lot of damage as well. He's got that Stride Breaker, of course. Oh, Doctor's going to go for round 2.
Doctor's going to go. He's going to be, come on, Doctor. I'm actually very tempted, but no. Looks like just lets it go. Oh my gosh. Lolo, Doctor is making my heart sink to the point where I might need somebody that's a real doctor to take care of me because I can't handle this over-the-wall potential.
Oh, we might have to call an ambulance in not too long, Papa. But the Battle of the Joshes, it's been decided for this game at the moment, and at least for the time being, it's all in Anti's favor. There's no way now, even with that anti-heal there, that Joshi can 1v1 him. He's just too darn fed. He's got that Nash's Tooth now. And these aren't trades you take, I don't think. But he does have Zen Zen wrapping round, so he's got to be a little bit careful. But we can see a 4-man death ball walking up through the mid lane that they're going to have to respond to instead.
Why, Doctor is going to his...
Oh, he's going to go for it again!
He's going to go for it. The flash? No flash. Okay. The ward did come up last second, so they were able to spot this little moo-moo just in the tail end of walking up to that little enclave. But, my heart, Lolo.
Yeah, I'm so scared for RLS right now. If Doctor gets that off without battery in the backline, then that could spell Baron very easily. But at the moment, it is RLS who've still managed to control the advantage here. They do have the push on bot. And now Pengu is starting to get the push on top as well. They're making sure they have priority, so it isn't as if that Rex can just walk up. But crucially, the Drake is spawning in about 1 minute 15 seconds time. And that is where it does look like Rex, once again, are going to be going to get control of those choke points and try to get that team fight that they want.
And I am extremely nervous because that next team fight is going to be devastating. And hopefully, there'll be a full 5v5 team fight because we've seen before where these team fights have not been, they've been very pick and choosy. They have not been the full 5v5s to the extent that we want them to be. And with these objectives coming alive, like you mentioned, Joshi is backing. So we're going to see if they actually roll up to this one. And I'm hoping they do because this could be a very, very juicy fight.
Ooh, Demon Girl's got to be careful there. She's being very ballsy. I respect this because she is trying to get as much vision in the river as possible because she knows that's exactly what Rex wants. But right now, the tables are turned. It's Rex who have to walk into the river blind.
Ooh, but I don't know how much long this lasts. It's a little bit of pressure at mid lane, but War Leader by themselves, this could be a little bit of a tricky pickle. And now it looks like Rex is taking control of the river.
Yes, RLS really respecting that amount of burst damage there. They just really don't want to get caught out. Because unless they have tabs on Doctor, Anti is flanking here.
Oh, this is anyone's game, the separation, but no, the sleep actually, Demon Girl walking to the sleep, I imagine just to take the hit for that.
Yeah, and look at the amount of vision control that the Rex have. Never mind, let's go.
It's going to be the anti-heal again, there's going to be Shockwave going live, a lot of damage coming out, it comes out. Oh, Nocturne going in, but Nocturne actually taking very, very low, but RLS is just cleaning up this fight, and it's going to be a complete disaster. Full time goes live, not able to get the kills they want, and now Escape full health, looking for something, looking for anything. Joshy on the Drake. Not quite sure if that's going to be the play because here comes the rest of RLS. Josh has to hop over, and now it's going to be a fight for that Drake. Oh my goodness, absolute.
She's got to be careful.
Yes, it's going to be a lot of damage, but she'll be able to walk it out. The nice shield from Orianna. Orianna bought very, very low, by the way, by Pengu, forced to walk out as well. But Escape, pretty much full, ready to go.
Yeah, it's not often you see the AD carry is actually having to frontline for the team at the moment because everyone is so low. But they are.
Oh, hold on.
He's coming back in, and Pengu's coming back in. He's full life again. Yeah, they've got to back away. This is definitely RLS's Drake.
Anti going in, allowing the shockwave for that enormous play to happen. Beautiful teamwork from RLS to secure that fight.
Yes, absolutely. And just the hallowed mist just makes it so hard for MF to get off exactly what she wants there. And
all right, yeah,
once again,
a lot of conversion.
This is a lot of. Is he gonna get one? No, he doesn't. Valiant effort there from Anti.
Anti just said, you know what, this is we gotta make this nice and spicy for Papa Mutt coming back to the cast, and I respect that. Thank you. You don't have to do that anymore, but I appreciate it.
Now, what is a little bit worrying? I do respect the play. He did a very, very fine job there, but nevertheless, he's got no TP now. He's 20 seconds away from spawn. They are going to try to get Rex. Are going to try to get themselves some priority on this Baron. Push up the top wave now. They're going to get their bases off and then walk back in. As you can see, once again, RLS respect this. They're going to go and put some vision down on the Baron, make sure there isn't any potential for a little, Rex to walk in completely uncontested now. But once again, this is going to be the major objective, I think. That RLS, do still have push down in the bot side. So they can chill for a little bit right now and say, Rex, you're going to have to make the move as they just continue to push.
I need to go back a moment, and this is what I was talking about. This is exactly what I was talking about. The Orianna, yes, 0 and 2. 0 and 2 in 11 for a reason, because these shockwaves have been disgusting. All of these team fights have been turned around even slightly by these nasty, deep backline-inducing shockwaves that you just watch, and I love to see it. I would be fine with this Orianna going 0 and 10 if it meant those shockwaves kept happening.
Yeah, and our war leader did say to me prior to this series that he said if they give up Pengu's Orianna, then this could happen. They have to be really wary of that, and Pengu is showing why this is a pick that Rex might consider having to ban in the in the rest of these games. But never mind, we're going to see more vision control coming out for RLS. They're going to go for the Baron. They do a very fast Baron, by the way.
Oh no,
very
they're
fast
going right
Baron.
into it. Gwyn, Helios, it's going to be only a matter of time before this thing go down. Oh, but here comes the rest of Rex. This is going to be exciting. A lot of damage being dealt. Rafa in the back.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah, to knock it out. It's going to be a slam. Numa goes in. Amumu going there. 4-man curse of the sad, but with no one there to fight there. Was anyone really sad if anyone's actually there? But there's a lot of damage to the pit. Actually, Nocturne goes down. Zoe gets traded off, and then comes the bullet time. A lot of damage. Stopball goes live. Gwyn left the Hollow Mist, left the Hollow dead. And now the rest of RLS in retreat. What a turnaround, because it's going to be the rest of RLS running for the lives. Will this be enough, Raph? Oh, Rafa going around. This could be a possible pillar to stop them off here.
No shockwave.
It's going to be a lot of damage. They're going to choose to go for both of them. Beautiful play. Pengu on the run. Oh, the chase.
He might have dissonance in time. He's got dissonance. He's fine. He's fine.
With the dabbing Pengu on the way out. But my goodness, I consider that not a bad trade.
That finally Doctor got the money ultimate he was after, and just the bullet time wasn't there. That's so sad, but nevertheless, they do manage to pick up a lot of kills in return. Eventually, the bullet time does come out. They get some value. They do manage to get, I believe, the shutdown onto, I believe it was War Leader yet again. And nevertheless, that does mean that we have two Barons sitting on Escape and on Pengu, and particularly being on Escape, he's going to have such a big push now. The gold lead, it is very, very stable, though. Not much has changed so far, and once again, we have two dragons on either side. RLS are going to be able to get themselves a bit more priority with this Baron, but after that very extended fight with lots of people getting picked off, eventually they aren't going to be able to get too much out of this. Anti does not have it. He does have TP coming up in not too long, so he's going to go and try to get the push there, and it's going to be on this this next Drake spawning in just over a minute's time.
Now, I do want to talk about this Graves who will not die. And I say that because look at the items that Joshy is building. He's decided, you know what? I've been popped 3-3 too many times. I'm just gonna go ahead and build the Bloodthirster. I'm gonna build the Shield Bow and just exist. And I honestly looking over the side of RLS, I'm not seeing, with the exception of the Oblivion Orb, I'm not seeing too much anti-heal. We're gonna go in. War Leader actually hopping right in. There's the
wow.
Shield goes live. There's a shockwave. Oh no, Movement negates by going in. Stopwatch comes out, and now Movement's in the backline. The TP's gonna come out. A lot of knockup. There's the ball time. time. A lot of damage coming out. It's not going to be enough to do a lot of anything.
no.
Why, Doctor is dead. Zen is purposely nest. The Gwyn is actually using all the needles at her disposal. And now it's going to be a complete mop-up as 2 members of Rex go down.
Oh, and just miscommunication once again from Rex. That's another beautiful ultimate there from Doctor. No follow-up. And that's going to allow them to get this push. They have full control of the Drake at this point. They might even push for an inhib.
Oh, and I think they actually
We've got Baron.
Yeah, it's very, very doable. And it's just the members of they're going to actually go back in. The members of RLS just know that they will not die. They have that. Oh my gosh, that's going to be Josh.
Anti's damage!
He wouldn't die, but he did die, and that's going to be 2 damage for Rex.
Oh, they can end.
Only 1 left, but it's not going to be enough. 2 as Why the Doctor's here, but I mean, there
They
is
still
that
got Baron.
combo, but it's not going to be up right now, and it's going to be the Why Doctor possibly going down.
Oh
Yes,
my
it's gonna
goodness.
be a complete mop-up and a complete disaster after disaster, and they're going pretty deep. The Shockwave does go alive, but they're able to
That's gonna be it.
get the clean and get the game. Lolo, what a disaster after disaster. And RLS takes game 1.
And every time it's just Rex weren't quite on the same page in those crucial team fights. And that really spelt the end for them there. I mean, again, Doctor going in, great. Curse the Sad Mummy, no follow-up. He gets completely exploded straight away. And I was amazed at seeing War Leader so confidently going on a Zoe of all things, but he just went in for it, and that was enough to completely scatter Rex. And I mean, look at Anti right now. Anti is making a statement for the Battle of the Joshes so far.
The Josh fight has begun. No, it's ended, because look at that damage from the Gwyn. I underestimated how much Gwyn would be doing after those first early game hiccups, but didn't matter, because look at these chart. It's disgusting. And look at Oriana. I said Ori wasn't doing much damage. Well, Pingu said, nah, Mutt, I'll do some damage.
He plays for the team, man. Plays for the team. That's the important thing. Either way, just really well played from RLS across the board. They knew what Rex were trying to do with vision around objectives. They were getting that vision early. They were exploiting those weaknesses. And even after a couple of solo kills in lane, they bounced back so heavily and just snowballed the game slowly.
This is going to be an exciting series. This is what we have to expect, where the only difference between winning and losing is a series of small mistakes, or in this case, there were a couple of hiccups, but this is going to be an exciting finals, Lolo.
I am so excited for this. I know that one of the key things to point out just very quickly is that both these teams, incredible mental. We have seen so far in playoffs, teams crumble after game 1. Rex, absolutely not. They're going to be bouncing back with a vengeance.
Oh my goodness, I'm very, very excited, because, ladies and gentlemen, you have to stick around. This is not over yet. This is the finals. This is the grand finals of the Helios League, and please stick around for a video, a little bit of intermission, and we'll be right back with some more excellent League of Legends.
I feel that Zen is going to be one crazy ride for mid lane. Zen's such a powerful mid laner in the league, and is able to equalize, if not capitalize, off of just the slightest mistake in mid lane so well, and snowball all that into a lead so much better than I can. I feel like that I'm much better as an equalizer, but it's just that Zen just knows his way around the lane so much better than I do. So I feel that going into Zen this upcoming set, it's going to be a really hard one for me personally, but I just gotta adapt and persevere against him.